right next to the beach, has some amazing ice cream parlours around, and it's a fun track to ride. So no wonder so much of Italy's MotoGP talent stems from close by. We are, of course, at the Adriatic coast at the Misano World Circuit, Marco Simoncelli.
Silverstone was long and wide. Misano is short and narrow, but it is quite technical, especially around some of the tighter sections here. It was Jorge Lorenzo who last year set the fastest ever lap, and it was Andrea Dovizioso who's at the highest ever top speed, 299.5 kilometers per hour. So as you see, it's not really one of those high-speed circuits, and it's more about acceleration out of slow corners. If you get that right, you'll have a much better chance of winning the race. Let's take a look around. Into turn number one. This is really the only fast change of direction which you've got at this circuit. You can pass into it, but you might get repassed straight away around turn number two, this left here. Two different lines, and as you come around turn number three, if you've gone in too hot in turn number two, you've got to gas it far too much here, and you might burn your tyre with this hard acceleration on the right hand side. We come into turn number four, very, very tight. You wouldn't believe it, this is where Scott Redding crashed last year and still finished on the podium in that crazy race. Turn 5, turn number 6, both 2 corners out of 6 where you will not use any brakes at all. And onto the straight. This is the first time the riders will open the throttle in anger. Hard braking into the Quercia, very bumpy here. 1.4 G acting on the bike and rider. Once again, you see a few different lines coming around here, depending on what type of bike it is, more flowing or more of a V-shape. Up to turn number 9, and here we come in third gear, but turn 9 is more of a kink, which prepares you for the whoops braking zone of turn 10, which the riders will hopefully do much better than I just did. And then we come onto the back straight. This is where Marquez let the Yamahas pass last year to lead in those very tricky conditions. Into the Corvone corner, amazing. The GP guys will go through it at 230 kilometers an hour, but it's also this section which makes Misano such a setup compromise. You need to be stable around here on the brakes, but you also need a nimble bike for these tight turns. Here, turn number 14, one of the last passing chances. You'll see a lot of passing going on here. And now, after 6 rights, we come to a left, turn 15. Be careful, you could have a cool tyre. That caught out Lorenzo last year, and he crashed. And now, into the final turn on this quite short circuit. The final 90-degree left-hander and onto the main straight. Here's where you'll see how good they've got their anti-wheelie settings. Really is a good fun track, Misano. I can recommend it to anyone who might come to Italy on holiday and fancies a little track day.